Hi, I'm Fontella Mosier, and I'm going to teach you how to crochet tonight. This is a lifetime skill that I learned when I was in the 8th grade, and I thought maybe with COVID-19 and the time that you have on your hands that this would be a good time for you to learn as well. And so right now I'm going to use this yarn. Another option would be a yarn like this. Those are acrylic yarns. If you were going to make a dishcloth, you would use a cotton yarn. So I'm going to teach you basics. I'm going to teach you how to do a slip knot, how to do a chain stitch, and a single crochet. Those are the basics that will get you to where you could make several different items. You could make a dishcloth for a small project, or a scarf for a medium-sized project, or if you wanted to be rambunctious, an afghan. So to start off with, we're going to make a slip knot. So you're going to take your yarn, and you're going to want a little bit of a tail. You're going to wrap it around your finger and make a circle and bring the short end around like this, and you're going to pull it through, make a slip knot, and pull it just a little bit. You're going to take, this is a J hook. They come in all sizes. This is a little bit bigger. I recommend it for beginners because it's a little bit easier to glide back and forth, a little bit bigger stitch. So you're going to take that and you're going to put it in your slip knot, and you're going to pull this to make it just a little bit snugger, but you still want it to glide. You want to easily be able to move your hook through there. Okay, and another thing that you need is tension to make your yarn where it's not just loose. And so what I do is I take it with my hand and I weave it through like this, and that helps with the tension of it, pulling it through. You can close your fingers and make it snugger. Okay, so with your tension, and you've got your hook in your loop, and so now you're going to grab a hold here. This is to help hold it steady, and you are going to grab the yarn, which is otherwise known as yarn over, and you're going to pull it through that slip knot, and looky there, you've made your first chain stitch. So you're going to continue to do this. Grab your yarn, pull it through the loop, grab your yarn, pull it through the loop. So you continue doing this, and I recommend beginners to practice this for quite a while. You can do it for however long. Kids have fun by making long chains that go through the house, see how far they could make one. So practice that, and you'll get to where it looks like this. And these are, the more you practice, the more even they will start to look. But this is a beginner. This is your first time. Don't worry about it being too perfect, because you're going to move on and then you're going to compare it. So for tonight, for time-wise, I'm going to just do 10, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you've done your first chain stitch, and you can see why it's called chain stitch. It looks like a chain. Okay, if you were going to do a scarf, you could do it for the width that you would want your scarf. Do the chain stitch that wide, and then I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet stitch on top of that, and you would just go back and forth doing that until you got it to the length that you wanted. Or you could make the chain stitch the length of the scarf that you wanted, drape it around your neck, and if you're going around, draping it around and back down, and then do your single crochet lengthwise for the amount of rows that you want it in the width. So it depends on how you want it. You could try it both ways. It makes a little bit different design and a little bit different look. Okay. All right. So now to do our single crochet, we are going to. Okay, this is what the chain stitch looks like. This is what the back looks like. This is what you're going to see whenever you're crocheting. It's a little bit different. I don't know if that's going to focus in there. Okay, so you are going to, you've got your hook in your loop here, and you're going to go in the second stitch. See, there's the first one that's right there by where your hook is. You're going to go in the second one. Okay, and then you're going to, so you've got it through the stitch, and you've got the loop that you had. Now you're going to grab or yarn over, bring it just through the stitch, and see, then now you have 2 loops on your hook. Okay, so then you're going to yarn over, and pull it through again. Okay, so now you've made your first single crochet. So you're going to go back and do that in the next stitch. You put your hook in there and grab, pull it just through the stitch, then grab and put it through two. Okay, so we're doing that in each one of these stitches, and pull it, go through, pull it. You're going to continue that all the way through. And like I said, this is the basics. These few stitches, you could make all kinds of things with it. So practice, play with it. You could make a rectangle, fold it over, stitch it up with and up the sides, and you've got a pouch or purse. Okay, so there's your last stitch. See that there? That's the back side. So front side, and there's your last one we're going to put in there. Okay, so now we're going to chain one. We're at the end. This is the back side. This is the side you're going to see when you're crocheting. Okay, you're going to chain one because you're doing a single crochet, row of single crochet, and the chain one is like equals one single crochet whenever you're turning. Okay, so in a lot of patterns, they will tell you to skip this stitch right here. So see, you've got this chain one, and there's a stitch right there. They will say skip the first stitch, or the stitch that you're there by the hook. I'm going to have you put it in that because, in my experience, it makes a very more even at the end as far as knowing where to put your hook, and it just looks a little more finished. So if you can see the top of that where you've done your stitches, how it looks like the chain stitch, you're going to put it in the hook like that, or excuse me, you're going to take your hook and put it through the stitch. See, and so get my string out of the way here. There is, oh my goodness, the two. So you put it through there, grab it, yarn over, you got your two just like before, and you're just going to continue just like what you did in the row before, except for you're going through the top of that stitch which has two on it. Your chain stitch, there's just one thread because you've done the chain stitch. With the single crochet there, it looks like two. The top of the stitch is two strands. Okay, so you're just going to finish that like that. And like I said, this is the basics. There's other stitches you can do, but if you continue on with this, you can make a lot of different things. So this is what your homework is for a couple of days, and if I get brave, I'll do another video that'll show you another stitch. Okay, so I'm going to get to the end here so you can see what two rows look like real quick. Okay, alright, so there is two rows of single crochet. Alright, so congratulations, you learned how to do a slip knot, you learned how to do a chain stitch and single crochet. So congratulations, and do not fret about it being perfect. This is your first time. It's always fun to finish the first one, do a square, and then start over and see what the next square, the difference, because it's always fun to see your progress. So happy crocheting, and stay inside, and well, stay home. You don't have to stay inside, but stay home and stay well.